How are you all? I'm fantastic. This is the December 19th, 2011 Raw review. The show kicked off with CM Punk with lights all black all the way out, and he had the Titantron blank, and he talks about who won the WWE title, and it pops up. Was it Del Rio? Was it The Miz? Or was it CM Punk, the best wrestler in the world? It was me. And CM Punk's music hits. He comes out. Everyone's going nuts. Good for Philadelphia. Then he does the same thing with the U.S. title, and Ryder comes out. World title, and Daniel Bryan comes out. He shouts out Philadelphia for being a great wrestling place and talks about how they all came from the bottom and now they're at the top. So it was a cool moment to see those dudes just straight chilling in the ring as champions. They're then interrupted by The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio. They come out to the ring and act like they're going to jump in there and attack. But they think better of it. So it's a little stare down. Then Zack Ryder decides, hell with it. Front flip onto him. He gets knocked out. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan run after the rest of them. John Laurinaitis, Mixed Excitement comes out and he says, hold on there. He stops the brawl and announces as a Christmas present to the WWE Universe, us, he says, tonight the main event will be Miz, Del Rio, and Dolph Ziggler against CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, and Zack Ryder. So that is our main event. Look forward to that later. First match of the night was a rematch from TLC, just a regular match this time though. Randall Keith Orton taking on Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett ends up giving him the thumb to the eye, but this time he gets caught and he gets disqualified. And then Barrett attacks him post-match and actually hits a wasteland through the table and stands over Randy Orton. Now, would this have been better if this was at the pay-per-view? Yes, but you can't get disqualified at the pay-per-view, so of course Randy Orton was going to win. What do you expect? You have to expect that. But, hey, at least Wade Barrett's coming out on top at some point, so he definitely came out on top tonight. Attacks him post-match, hits the, like I said, the wasteland through the table. I kept just waiting. I was like, okay, he's going to set up for the wasteland, Orton's going to counter, and Barrett's going through that damn table. Didn't happen. Wasteland through the table, Orton cracks through. Segment ends, so maybe the Barrett barrage isn't as off track as we thought. Thank you. Then we cut straight to the next match, Beth Phoenix versus Alicia Fox, and Alicia Fox wins this very quickly. So it brings the question of why was this not the Divas title match last night, and it was Kelly Kelly, and why is Alicia Fox, in essence, squashing Beth Phoenix that quickly? I don't know. Alicia Fox then grabs the microphone and tells us to all have a very foxy holiday. Okay, I'll try to do that. And then, straight to another match. Sheamus and Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal is looking more Indian than ever, every single week. He started off with just the robe and like the Indian music, the dar, and then last week I noticed his accent all of a sudden he was putting a lot more emphasis on accent. And sometimes you could tell he kind of forgot that he was supposed to be talking, because he'd be talking normal and they'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm talking like this now, and they'd be like, I forgot. Kind of same thing tonight, but this time now he has a turban on, so it's like, okay, we get the point, WWE. He's an Indian. He is from India. But just as it seemed like, hey, they're giving this guy mic time, he's going to do something here. He's talking about how someone needs to take Sheamus down. Apparently he was not that guy. Sheamus for the win pretty quickly. You didn't really expect Jinder Mahal to win, but the way that he was coming out, getting the mic, and you're just like, oh, is he going to do something shifty here? Or, no, not at all. He just got just handled. Then we get to the 1 hour main event. We get John Cena coming out to address the whole incident from last week where Kane returned. He basically just comes out and he's like, hey, Kane, if that was an accident, hey, I'll let bygones be bygones. I don't have a problem with you, I don't have a problem with me, we'll move on with our lives. But if it wasn't an accident, there's business that they have to handle. So you should come out right now. But he gets a different person, a very different person indeed. Mark Henry, former World Heavyweight Champion Mark Henry, comes out and said, instead, thank you, Philadelphia. Sexual chocolate chants ensue. And they were loud. And they were proud. And it was trending on Twitter, but they were definitely not at all going to talk about how that or Isaac Yankem was trending after Cena gave reference to him in his little promo before this all. And Mark Henry basically comes out and says, hey, after last week, I'm all the business you need to worry about because I lost my title. I'm pissed off. That's your fault. But then Kane comes out. The fire hits. Kane comes out looking pissed as ever. Kane starts walking around the ring looking like he's going after Mark Henry. Mark Henry's like, hey, I ain't scared of you. My foot's just injured, dog. But then he just kind of does a slow turn to the ring, staring at Cena. He gets in the ring, and immediately Cena clotheslines him back over the ropes. And at that split second, I said, oh, God. But Kane lands on his feet, grabs Cena from out under the ring, throws him onto the announce table. He starts like choking him, / just shoving his face in. And after Kane's done choking or whatever he's doing, he comes up, Cena just blood dripping. Cena's bleeding all over the place. And Cena had a rip in his shirt when he first came out. What the hell is he doing? Kane rips his shirt off and takes Cena's shirt. He grabs the shirt off of Cena and exits with it. And Cena just sits up like, oh damn, that boy mean as hell. So this is looking like it's going to turn into an actual feud. Kane, yeah, so that's Kane steals the shirt, makes him bleed. Arrive, take shirt, cause blood, take shirt, dip out. The only formula needed. And Cena just had that look on his face like, oh boy. And that's the end of that segment. So it looks like a lot of people that said that they were going to have a feud is correct. Just kidding, but seriously, let's be serious here. And then we get Epico and Primo against the Usos again. I like these two teams going up against each other. They're fast-paced guys. They're not actual tag teams. Shows that there are actually more tag teams than just Air Boom. So you can have matches like #1 contender style matches to get them out there, get them exposure to hopefully move them up to when you're ready to have them face Air Boom whenever you want to take the titles off of them. But they're doing fine right now, so why not let them have their run? Epico ended up getting the pin in this one. Jerry the King Lawler is just all Rosa Mendez all the time. Didn't care about the match. Good for him. He's getting back to old Jerry Lawler where he's not care about anything except the Divas. But yeah, so Epico gets the pin here. Looks like they're really thinking highly of those guys. I honestly thought that they were going to get a surprise win last night just to show Evan Bourne to stop doing flips. But yep, and then we go backstage. Josh Matthews with the one, the only, Cody Rhodes. And he basically, it showed the Royal Rumble little big neck commercial with Santino. And basically he said that little commercial was as ridiculous as Booker T thinking that he was going to win last night. Cody then says, if you had a crystal ball and looked into it, you would see his face, not the ridiculousness of Santino. So basically Cody Rhodes saying that he's going to win the Royal Rumble. But then Santino comes in and he offers him a Christmas present before their match. And Cody Rhodes doesn't want it, and Santino says, you're right, you don't want it, because there's a Cobra. Beware, Colby Rhodes. And he's just, I don't know, gotta love Santino. Nothing wrong with that. Can't hate on that segment. And then we end up getting the match, Santino versus Cody Rhodes. I'll give you 5 seconds if you don't know the result to guess who won. It's like Blue's Clues. You're right, it was Cody Rhodes. He hits the Alabama Slam. Good to see him winning with a different move. That's good for him. Cody Rhodes, keep getting wins. You're dope. Good for you. And then you get backstage with the Bellas, just still arguing just like last night, but this time they're backstage with Otunga and Laurinaitis. And they're basically complaining about the whole situation with Teddy Long last night. Laurinaitis like, the board members are watching, and they know, so you know, and you stop complaining. Merry Christmas. And they're like, oh my gosh, because apparently if you tell chicks Merry Christmas, they just fall in love. And they both kiss him on the cheek, and he kind of gives Otunga the look like, yeah, buddy. And then Vicky comes in yelling, screaming about some crap, and then Hornswoggle has mistletoe and kisses her, and that's the end of that. And then in our final backstage segment of the night, you got segment. You got Josh Matthews chilling with the Big Show, and he's like, hey, Big Show, what are your thoughts about last night? And he's like, man, it took me 9 years to win it, and then it was taken away just in those 3 seconds. And he's like, it's almost my fault because he encouraged Daniel Bryan to cash it in on Mark Henry, if you remember. So he's basically saying it's his fault for getting the idea in his mind and not wait till WrestleMania and just take advantage of the situation. And then Josh Matthews is like, come on, man, I know you're nice, but you're not that nice. Don't you know you have a record that'll probably never be broken? You have the shortest world title run in history. Then Big Show gets pissed and walks off. So I'll have to see if it's going to be a Big Show heel turn or if it's going to be a face-face or what is going to happen. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But I'm guessing Daniel Bryan's getting knocked out one of these times. And then we get to the main event of the evening, the Christmas present that Mr. Excitement gave us. The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Del Rio against Ryder, Punk, and Daniel Bryan. So the heel team comes out. They're just chilling in the ring. We go to commercial. And then we come back, and Zack Ryder's music hits. He's not coming down the ramp. Straight's coming through the crowd. Crowd's just high-five all over the place. He comes out. Then Daniel Bryan comes out. And CM Punk all come out through the crowd. The crowd loved it. It was cool to see. It was just something different. They're just kind of like this new era of like they're not. It's like the indie wrestler thing, but just kind of like they're showing that they're of the people. We'll come through the crowd. We're down with you guys. We're just dudes hanging out. So that was pretty cool. In this match, I mean, you look at who's in the match, the people that were in it. You knew it was going to be a pretty good match, even for a 6-man tag. Because sometimes 6-man tags can get out of hand, but this one was pretty good. There was one point before we went to the first commercial where the face team, Daniel Bryan or Zack Ryder flips out of the ring, Daniel Bryan running, CM Punk runs and goes over, and then they're all just standing victorious. CM Punk's up on the thing bowing, and they're all just going. Then we go to commercial. We come back, and the end of this match came with Daniel Bryan making Alberto Del Rio tap to the bell lock. So whether you like it or not, and whether you're ready or not, we are entering the time of, oh crap, we waited way too long to make Daniel Bryan credible, and then Mark Henry got hurt, so we had to put the belt on him. So get ready for shove down your throat. Daniel Bryan is credible, and you should fear him. He can win matches. That is what we're headed towards, as you can see tonight. They went out of their way to make Daniel Bryan look good. Like, hey, this is the champion. Whether you like it or not, he is going to start winning matches, and they're going to try to book him as credible as possible, as fast as possible. Or simply just have him lose the Rumble, which I kind of see happening. But either way, that's what I think we're headed towards, and I think tonight was the first sign of that. So yeah, good match. Face team goes over as was to be expected. They're the 3 champs. I mean, what do you expect? Nothing, no complaints here. It was a good match. And that was the show. So, not really. I guess they have some time. It's not like it's 2 weeks away, but the Rumble is one of the big 4. And now it's on to the road to WrestleMania. So I'd have liked to see a little more. I mean, there was a couple passing mentions of it, like just Michael Cole saying, the next time we're on pay-per-view is Royal Rumble. And then the Santino commercial and Cody Rhodes referencing the Royal Rumble. But other than that, there was no mention. So don't really know what the title picture is going to be looking like on either side. Like, you can speculate, but there's no concrete, like, oh, okay, this. So that would have been good to see, but, I mean, it was cool to see the guys be champion. That was kind of what the whole basis was around. It was in Philadelphia, so it was a good place to be able to do it. So, Wade Barrett going over was cool. I like that. Jinder Mahal was not going to beat Sheamus. John Cena and Kane are going to start something up. I could potentially see that being good. I was really scared when I thought John Cena was going to lay him out, and the return of Mass Kane was going to just be short-lived. But hey, we'll have to see what happens on SmackDown into next Monday, so stay tuned for that. Also had the 5th, I believe, it begins. Well, this one was profitless, so looking like it's going to be Jericho. There's some signs in there that make it look like Jericho, but that's just what I think. Tell me what you think about the 2012 promos. Do you still think it's Jericho? Did you change your mind after the newest ones? Again, you can still watch the TLC review. Leave your comments on there about the show. Comment here about tonight's show. What you think Royal Rumble's looking like. What the card's going to be. What's going to be going on. Anything you want to talk about, I will reply to you because I'm a nice guy on Mondays. That's why I don't make videos on most other days because I'm a dick. But that's about it. Subscribe up here if you haven't already. Like this video. Like I already said, leave comments below. Salute, salute. Title belt. See you on Friday. Or if I make a video in between, it's to be seen. Good night, everybody.